Hello, winners, and welcome to Two for the Win. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to book an all-inclusive in Mexico? Or maybe you've done all-inclusives in other places, but haven't yet tried Mexico because of preconceived notion. Well, you are in store today because my co-host Nick Menard and I are going to chat about all-inclusive resort experiences in Mexico. Let's go. Please make sure you subscribe, share, and follow for Two for the Win. And thanks to Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations for sponsoring today's episode. So let's jump right into it, shall we, Nick?
Let's do it. Hello, winners.
Hello. So maybe we'll start off very high level. For people who maybe aren't familiar with staying at an all-inclusive resort, what is that kind of like broad experience? And then we can tailor it down to Mexico specifically.
Absolutely. So if you never did all-inclusive, well, you need to. You need to experience it. It's a one in a lifetime kind of experience to be able to go with your significant other, with your family, by yourself. You have so many options where you go and literally the name says it all inclusive, and it's literally all inclusive in those clubs, because all inclusive means a lot of everything and nothing. But when you do those experience on island, Caribbean, Mediterranean, whatever you're going to, it's a real all inclusive experience. So usually those resorts have multi pools next to the beach, so you can go from swimming in the pool, get up, running in the sand if you what you like, going in the ocean, then come back, going back in the pool, sipping a cocktail from a bench inside the water, which is my favorite thing to do. I literally go in the morning and get up at night, take a shower, and go eat something. And
Honeycomb.
Yeah, Honeycomb. It's gonna be like sponsored by Honeycomb.
I know. We gotta find out who does it.
and then yeah, you have usually five to 10, depending the size of the resort, different restaurants where you have different specialties. So you have French, you have Mexican, of course, you have, like Italian, Asian, sushi. You have from everything you need. Drinks are also a lot of different style of drinks. Some, when you really want to go like brand or 1962 whiskey, of course, there may be a supplement. But other than that, you can really take anything you want and enjoy great food, drinks, pool, ocean, amazing weather most of the time, and you have, of course, activities at night. So you have a group singing, or you have like a show, like a Broadway kind of show, depending again the kind of resort you go to. And for kids, so you have two style of all inclusive. You have the family style where you have bunch of activities for kids, like a mini, like a water slides and water, how do you call that?
Like a lazy river or something?
Things like that. And then you have the adult side. If you're going to adult or inclusive, well, you have all the things for adults. You have like music, DJ, and things like that, of course. So there's literally something for everybody to experience. You have water experiment to do, like if you want to rent a jet ski or rent something. You have also all kind of activities that are add-on, of course, because it's not on the property, but you have ability to do that from the beach, of course, as well. So tons of idea to do tons of different things in great area from the world.
No, that sounds great. And I think, one of the things that I enjoy about cruises is you can dine everywhere and you don't have to worry about paying for anything. It's just right there. Certainly if you get a drink package in the cruise, it's the same. But with the all-inclusives, like, it's just nice knowing you don't have to worry about carrying around your phone cash app or a credit card or cash. You can just get it when you want it.
Exactly. I never have my phone, my wallet with me. It's always in the safe. I never take my wallet anywhere when I go in inclusive.
So, if some of our listeners are a little bit more on the frugal side, maybe hearing all-inclusive sounds like it could be overtly expensive, but my guess is there's something for everyone. Maybe you can articulate a little bit about that for maybe more of our frugal winners.
Absolutely. So there are literally for everybody. That's why it's important when you call us, give us your budget. Hey, I have X amount of money for me and my husband or wife, and I want to stay within that price. Well, I will figure it out if there is something there. I will probably find something. All right, depending the amount of days and things like that. The flight will be an expense to not to not, you need to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can find literally the range in all inclusive is immense. You have from 4 or 5 days for like $1,400-$1,500, for a couple, to $20,000 for a couple. So the range is huge, depending the country, also. So, for example, we know that DR, Dominican Republic, it's a very popular destination for all inclusives, and so is Mexico. So you have Cancun, and then you have also Cabo San Lucas. So you have those different places that are the most popular. You have more than that, of course, but those two are really famous. So you have like Cancun on the east side, and you have Cabo on the west side.
Yeah, I think some of the Viking players are in Cabo right now because they got bounced out of the playoffs.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, probably partying with those Packers fans. But anyway, so you have really like those are the popular one. All right. The problem, and that's why I was interested to talk about this. I hear a lot of time people calling me and said, Nick, we want an all-inclusive, great service, great food, but we don't want Mexico. I'm like, why? Well, everybody go to Mexico, or Mexico is not safe. That's usually the two things I hear.
Okay.
So not safe, we need to stop with that. First of all, travel agent, we get weekly notification about places that we cannot sell because it's called red or whatever they depending where they
Like a red
different
alert
codes.
type of thing. Yeah.
So in 3 years, I never had one time an alert like that for the kind of place that I usually send my client. No, I'm always very clear. When you go to a place like Mexico, I would not advise to rent a car and to just drive around when you are not aware of where to go and where not to go. All right. So, but if you are going from the airport and you are scheduling a private transportation with your travel agent to go from there to your hotel and back there, you will not have a problem. Again, anything can happen anywhere. It can happen in your street when you get out of your street, but there is nothing that would have more chance to happen in Mexico, for example. That's number one. Number two, when it comes to the everybody goes there, we want to experience something else. I always ask why. What do you try to experience somewhere else other than Mexico? And I never had an answer on that. It's like, well, I want something else. I want to try, Jamaica, or I want to try Costa Rica. Great. If you want to go to those places because of something specific that you want to experience, I'm fine. But if you don't have anything specific to do in other places, you just want an all-inclusive, I would probably recommend DR or Cancun or Mexico, somewhere in Mexico. Because service-wise, talking about Mexico, I've been traveling all over different all-inclusives, not everywhere. I think nobody went everywhere, but I went to a ton of different all-inclusive in those places. Jamaica doesn't come close to the service and the quality of food than Mexico.
Really?
Now, you have one or two exceptions because, of course, there's also always range.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go to a 5-star in Mexico, 4.5 to 5 stars, so not the top 5 most expensive probably, but all the rest compared to the same star level in Jamaica, you will pay double in Jamaica. And it's not going to be near the same quality than Mexico. And that's from personal experience and from experience of a lot of clients that I advised to do Mexico, and they said, no, we want to try Jamaica. They came back and said, we should have followed your advice because it wasn't a lot less than last year when we went to Xcaret or something like. So it's very important to understand and to know what you really want to experience. I mentioned Costa Rica. Love Costa Rica. But if you want to do all-inclusive, I would probably not advise Costa Rica. Why? Costa Rica is a place where you need to visit. You need to go out, take a car, and go experience the beauty of the waterfalls, like the different place where you can go, check monkeys and different animals and experience the nature. Okay? Then Costa Rica has tons to offer and things that you can only see there pretty much. If you want to stay at the beach, why would you spend twice the price of what you will spend in top resort in Mexico? It's first of all, it's further, so you will pay a lot more for flights.
Mm-hmm.
and you will not have the same experience in quality of food and service than Mexico. If Mexico is known for something about vacation, is their quality of service. You are king when you go to most. No, there are different levels, but I'm talking 4.5 to 5 stars. That's 95% of what I sell. It doesn't mean that it costs a fortune either, but it's the quality will be impeccable. You will not come back with, with bad reviews, for example. And as a travel agent, you want to make sure to advertise people for places that when they come back, they will be wanting more and not be upset. So when they go to destination that I'm like, I would not do that, I will share that with them. I will say, hey, that's your money. You want to go there, go there. But my advice is to do something different. So if they come back and they are not happy with it, I let them know. So they will not, they will not fault me for that because they just did it. So that's a long-winded answer, but that's pretty much my answer.
No, it's awesome. Very insightful. And I think, I was thinking when you were talking about it, like I like jerk chicken, but I'm not going to pay double to get jerk chicken in Jamaica if I can get better service and pay less for.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah.
Well, no, again, sandals. Jamaica, they have a lot of different sandals, for example. There are 2 sandals, and we can have an episode about talking about sandals more in depth one day, but I would recommend 2 sandals in Jamaica. All the rest, I'm not saying they're bad, but they're not the value that you will pay for compared to other things you can do. Now, there are 2 who are extremely good sandals that I sell for honeymoon, for 10-year anniversary, 20-year anniversary, things like that. Yes, because I know the experience will be outstanding, but you will pay for 2 people around $15,000, $25,000 for a week to 10 days. So if you have that money, like you go to Jamaica, you will have an amazing time, but it's not the same kind of place where you can spend with your family for, 5 nights. You will spend $5,000-$6,000 in Cancun for the same kind of, things. Yeah. So I would be cautious about where you want to go and why. And that's the big kicker is the why. Just not tell me like, I don't want to do Mexico because I've been there 5 times. Well, did you have a bad experience those 5 times? No, but I want something different. Well, what do you want to see? If you go to an all-inclusive, all you need is the pool, a nice service, great restaurants and bar. What do you want to see different? You will see the water will be the water, the pools will be the pools. So that's what I'm confused a lot of time when I'm talking to clients. If they want to check box new countries, fine. Yeah. But set the expectation.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think, one of the things about the all-inclusive is people have to be prepared. Once they leave, they're going to have separation anxiety with the bartender.
Yeah, he's your best friend. Yeah. He will be your best friend because they are taking care of you big time. And they know you. After a day, they know your drink, they know your name, they know what you like, how you like it. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
No, that sounds great. And obviously, the beauty of all-inclusives is it's really chill. It's relaxed, right? You're just relaxing. You have people bringing you drinks. You have food, all that stuff. And it really is kind of a recharge and relax type experience. Whereas sometimes, depending on the type of vacation experience people want, they almost need a vacation after the vacation because they've been running around doing excursions, doing all this stuff. So if you're, here we are, a little over a month into the new year. And some people are probably like, holy smokes, here we go, already busy stuff. So if you're already thinking about, hey, I need some time to recharge and relax, why not an all-inclusive in Mexico?
Absolutely. And you have tons of them, different ones. And if you ask me or if ask us about, where to go based on budget, we can give you 3-4 extremely great, kind of resort to go to or about the same price. So then you can decide. That's why it's so important to know the budget, because with the budget, we can give you the best for your buck instead of just throwing something out there and see if it sticks. So it's important. But yeah, we can talk about the kind, I will not be able to share like all the names of all the hotels because I've been to a lot, but not all of them. And I've selling a lot, but not all of them neither. So it all depends a little bit, but I can share a couple. So I mentioned also Xcaret. So this is one, when I've been there the first time, I think it was 3 years ago. I was so mind blown by it. Like the beauty of this resort is insane, and they have like forgot. I think it's 5 different Xcaret on the same, on the same side of Cancun,
Mm-hmm.
and you can literally stay, do zip lining. You can go to a market, the 24/7 market, when you have the best food. Like that's literally a market, and you go, you pick anything you want, and then you just sit down and eat like a market. You come out, you have like those bridges between the building where you have the best view, when you have all those like full of pools next to each other, and the view of the ocean behind, the Gulf behind, so you can see literally like different color of water. It's beautiful. You do like paddle boarding between the pool to the ocean on the side, so they have a way that they go one to the other. It's insane. And then you have the most beautiful picture you can take from there. It's an outstanding hotel, for example, a resort, for example. You have Leblanc. Leblanc is one of the higher rated resort. You just Google it and you see what you're gonna see like on site. It's just gorgeous. And when you go to those places, you want to feel like you are in a dream for like 5 days a week, or by yourself with your significant other or family. You want to have that experience. So when you call us and said, hey, we want to do that, first question will be adult only or family? Because it's going to be different, the kind of direction we're going to go. Because if you go with your significant other, I doubt that you want to have children running around when you are there. So we're going to adapt that, for that reason. So it's very important. I love the Hyatt there. So they have a few Hyatts I really like. They have like great amenities, amazing food, restaurants, and then everything is very luxurious when you look at things around. So that can be also very good. But there are so many of them that's hard. Paradisius is one that I personally really like. You have the best spa. I love spa when I go on those things, and they have an amazing like side for spa only, and it's huge. So it's literally like you go a spa day, and then you just walk from room to room, from different like shower, like a rainforest shower, and things like that, like we did in Belgium, for example. They have the same style but way bigger. Massages, different type of jacuzzi, hammam. Like you have so many different one. So Paradisius is definitely one that is very high on my list as well. But so many more. But that's what comes to mind directly.
Knowing, that spa experience sounds amazing, but knowing how you feel about cucumbers, you ever do the cucumber eye treatment or no?
I did not do that. No, I see a bunch of videos and picture of that, but I never experienced it myself.
For our winners, Nick's not a big fan of cucumbers, so
yeah, that's one of the few things I don't need. Actually, the only thing. Anything else I can eat, even if I don't particularly like it. But cucumber, you don't get me to get that in my mouth. Yeah.
No, so you touched on something there about, it's important for, potential guests to reflect on, do they want adults only, family, any other type of nuanced things that sometimes when people are inquiring, that they sometimes don't think about, and they should, when trying to select an all-inclusive or any kind of tip you would give them in terms of narrowing their selection.
Yes. So another advantage to use travel agent, you look online, you will see how there is a garden view or ocean view or anything like that. People think about that. They know what they want. Oh, I want to be able to get up and see the ocean. Great. But they rarely think about the location of those rooms within the resort. Those resort majority are huge, like big resort, like thousands of people. And they don't think that there are multi different, like location of those rooms across. So for example, Excellence, for example, they have like 9 or 10 different little building around the whole resort. Well, some of those buildings are very close to the pools, to the main pool where there's like a DJ and stuff like that. If you want to have a quiet space, if you book yourself, you will not know where you end up. If you book with a travel agent, they can tell you which room or where to actually go. if you want to have more quietness. Definitely, if you go to another kind of resort, you have both adult and family friendly. Okay. Because I had the case, people come back and said, people come to me and said, can we please book that? But we had such a bad experience in the past in something like that because it was always noisy. We were next to the kids pool and things like that. Well, if you book by yourself, that's not the kind of thing that I will always ask. Now, is there a preference? Sometimes I cannot, guarantee that, because if the hotel is pretty much full, if you call me 3 months before leaving, it's going to be a problem. But if you call 6 months to 9 months pretty in advance, I can literally call the hotel and said, hey, this client, here's the reservation number. They want to be in that kind of side of the resort. If I know a resort, I will tell which block. If I don't know a resort, I call them and I just tell them, hey, my client here wants quietness and wants that, and they will make sure to put them in a place for that. So that's something that not a lot of people think about. Definitely, if they never had a bad experience before, never had an experience with that all-inclusive, but pay attention where you stay, because it's going to be a huge difference based on your base in the resort for your experience.
No, that's a very helpful tip. And I remember searching for different rooms, and you're right. You have to be very careful, otherwise you could end up with something that doesn't quite give you the same experience you expect.
Another example: swim up pool, swim up room. So that's something that everybody wants. They want to swim up. Well, it's great. I'm not saying it's not great, but depending the location, you will have a swim up in a place where it's always busy. Do you want to be the whole point is to be able to open your glass window and then you just go in the pool and seeing the lazy river and all of this in front of you, or the ocean. Well, if you have the side of the main pool, you will be hearing people screaming, stuff like that, and then they will have full view inside your room. So it's important to know in the swim up where your location will be on the resort, and that's thing that we can help you with.
Awesome. No, that's very helpful, very useful. Anything else you think that they should be considering, or any plug in particular for Mexico again for all-inclusives?
Yeah, so something to think about, like I said, it's secure, but I would highly recommend you to schedule your private transportation. So when you land, if you've never been to Cancun, for example, or Tulum or anything like that, when you get out of the airport, you will have 1 million Mexican coming to you and said, I will drive you to your resort and stuff like that. It's very overwhelming. They literally all rush into you like, oh, transfer. Do not trust anything like that. Have your own. I'm not saying that something bad will happen, but you have no idea who will pick you up. You have no idea if those are certified.
Right.
Because you have so many of them, because it's money for them, So make sure to have your private transportation scheduled in advance. And of course, we take care of that for you. And they will be there waiting with your name up. So I will tell you exactly. You come out, you just pass the first big alley when you get into after the luggage. Don't stop to any of those people. And when you are outside, that's where you will see someone with your name on the board. It's going to be your private transfer for you, or you and your family, or your significant other. And then you go there, they drive you, and they go directly to the hotel, to the lobby. You get out and they come pick you up whenever the time we decide to pick you up based on your flight. So we take care. I would strongly advise that. It's not going to cost you more money, but it's going to facilitate your life drastically, and it's completely safe.
Yeah, peace of mind. Yeah, you can't put a price on that, right?
No, absolutely not. So that's something, I just have one who came back to mind as well. It's one of the last one I did in Mexico. That was Mokshe Secret. I don't know if I pronounce it well, but I know it's Xche, so Mokshe. But this is really an outstanding hotel. Why? I remember that so much. So when you get in, they have those huge doors. So I'm 6'8", so I'm a big guy. And this was like 20 feet, 25 feet high.
Really?
Those doors. And those doors are immense, like wide. And they open like that. And then you go in, and the same is in the back. So you have those doors open. And all you can see when you start walking into that huge lobby, you walk, and all you can see is the ocean.
Oh.
And the closer you get to the end, then you start seeing all the pools that are actually in front of the ocean that you don't see from afar. So they made it that it's really an amazing experience. You can directly see that you are on vacation. You forget about everything else. You go there, and their room are outstanding. I had a room with, and it was not even like presidential suite or so. It was like a room like with a ocean view. But I had like a jacuzzi on the balcony with a view on the ocean, and the bed was immense and more firm. I like firmer, so I don't like to being there, and I feel like I'm just drowning in there. So that was an amazing hotel. Food was outstanding. A lot to do in the resort. So like I mentioned, activities at night is important. You can walk outside with all those beautiful plants and lights that makes it all like so, dreamy. So that's also the moksha secret. It's definitely something that I would recommend.
Oh, that sounds great. And jacuzzi, I mean, what's better? Just relaxing in a jacuzzi, especially if it's like Hot Tub Time Machine. You ever see that movie, Hot Tub Time Machine?
There you go, man.
That's a fun movie late at night at like 11 o'clock at night, and have a beer and a pizza. And
hey, it's an X-rated show. Please.
No, it's R. Jason Bateman was in that. If I
really?
Correctly. Yeah. He's in one. Every once in a while, he does these quirky roles and stuff. I'm pretty sure he was in it, but I don't know. I don't remember a whole lot of it other than it's one of those crazy movies. All right. Anyway, I digress. This isn't a pop culture podcast. It's a Wanderlust Wednesday podcast. But anything else, closing comments you want to share with our winners about the all-inclusives, particularly in Mexico?
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it now. So do it, and then you will have a blast, and you will definitely want to go back. And please, there are other options. We didn't talk about all the luxurious all-inclusive option. Of course, if you want to go to St. Lucia, St. Martin, and all that, that's another story. But then we don't talk about the same kind of budget. So I'm talking here about budget that, 60% of the population can really go to. And now maybe 5% can actually go to those St. Lucia, like St. Martin, and those kind of Aruba, those kind of places. So there are options for all kind of budget. But for Mr. and Mrs. Everybody, I do believe that going to Mexico and someplace in DR are the best option. Definitely Mexico for service and food.
Awesome. So there you have it, winners. If you haven't had an experience of an all-inclusive in Mexico, please call Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations. Give it a try. It might be something that unlocks a repeat type of experience that you want to have. So thank you, Nick, for all the insight. That was really informative. And winners, thanks again for joining us on this Wanderlust Wednesday. Make sure you subscribe, share, and follow for Two for the Win. And we will see you next week on our next Wanderlust Wednesday, where we have an interview you do not want to miss. So be well, winners, and take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.